going to clog up your streets, we're going to have dirty air, we're going to have noise during construction, like the pile driving from the freeway construction. That's going to go on for years with this project too. And be honest about it. Say, you know what, it's going to be miserable, but we want our money, you want housing, and that's the way it is. Let's not pretend.
This project has caused a lot of question marks in everybody's mind. First of all, this will be the first project that will come under the scrutiny of why, because it has a zoning change and a general plan change. The council has made it abundantly clear, and one councilman in particular even gave a comment to the local newspaper and called Initiative Y the boogeyman in Costa Mesa's closet. Well, that boogeyman was passed by almost 68% of the voters in our city because they were unhappy with the direction that development was going in our city, which is almost 94% built out. So we're concerned that Y is going to be circumvented in some way and that this project is going to try to squeak through.
I've been paying attention to city developments for maybe 20 years, and I sort of wanted to give it a rest, but then along came this monstrosity. This is really concerning because here we have someone who wants to build a huge development in an industrial zone, and they are requesting spot zoning, a change in zoning from what all of this around it for the manufacturing and the industrial buildings is zoned for. The whole parcel here is zoned for that only. So I'm not in favor of spot zoning at all. It takes away the integrity of the city, and it sets a precedent of just any kind of zoning can be changed anywhere in the city, and who knows what might pop up right next to you.
Okay, here we are across the street from the proposed project site. You will notice the sidewalk, you will notice the bike trail. And so I'm trying to figure out why the new sidewalk and the new bike trail are supposed to be the selling features because they're already there. We're being told about the open space. Well, guess what? Normally for a project like this, we would need about 1.5 acres more open space period on site. But not only are they short on the open space that would normally be required under the zoning they're seeking, but they're acting like they're doing us a favor by giving us what they're giving us, and they're going to call 1.5 acres of it a public park. And that's supposedly another benefit that they're going to give us. Or maybe it's just public open space. But anyway, problem is, this is over 1,000 units. It will generate a demand for 10 to 12 acres of parkland. We're going to get 1.5 acres, maybe. So where are we going to get the other 10.5 acres to serve this project? Nobody's doing us a favor with 1.5 acres of parkland.
I'm concerned about the traffic ramifications. There will be 1,100 units. That's a possibility of 1,100 plus 550 cars. And they think that everybody is going to walk to work from this project. They cannot do that. They do not do that in Costa Mesa. And there's one exit from this area on Highland to MacArthur, which backs up at 5 o'clock all the way back to Sunflower. So they don't have their act in gear as far as the traffic. Also, there's a FedEx office right here on the same street with FedEx trucks coming and going all day long. That accounts for traffic too.
They had an event yesterday, One Metro West, also known by us as One Metro Worst, where they invited 150 people in some type of PR luncheon, and basically about 40 or 45 people, most of them not Costa Mesa residents, were at this event. The problem with this is that they are trying to sell this project a little too hard. The voters know a good project, they'll vote for it. But yesterday, Brett Stoll, who is overseeing this whole project, said that he guaranteed that in 2022, this would be on the ballot for the voters. And less than an hour later, Leonard Glickman, who is the main principal of Rose Equities, said that Y was illegal and that they thought that there would be a lawsuit and that the council, he's hoping that the council will go along with that. So evidently he either has some information that we don't about how they're going to go around the corner and avoid Y. But that is very important to what's going on. The gridlock that's going to occur, the special favoritism that's been given is really just not how we should be passing and making plans happen. Manny Chavez, who made that comment about being the boogeyman, I think if he has anything, he should actually recuse himself on what's going on.
We have a big shortage of city services that will be caused by this. They're going to need their own fire department. We are barely able to handle the load that the fire departments that we have are trying to handle. I've seen so many accidents lately on Placentia. Sirens going almost every night, the ambulances every night. They don't have enough personnel or resources to handle this kind of development. And then of course there's the police. We need more police for a place like this. And they've got a lot of calls for police service over on a development by the same developer over on Barranca in Irvine. So we'll certainly need to increase the police force, but the developer's not going to pay for it. We don't know how we're going to pay for it, probably through our noses with our taxes. And as far as water, trash, and sewer connections, those are all services that will end up on the taxpayers' back. So I'm not in favor at all of spot zoning.
As was previously said by Robin, public services across the board, traffic, visual impact. I'm so disappointed in the analyses they did on the visual impact because they excluded broad areas that will be subject to impacts. They didn't really discuss the fact that where's the nearest grocery store? That way, on the other side of the freeway. You cannot walk that way safely. Where's the nearest pharmacy? That way, on the other side of the freeway. As I said, you cannot walk that way safely, you cannot bicycle that way safely. But they think the residents are going to walk and bicycle. I don't think so. And I don't think this project should be approved as currently designed. It's a bad project, the analyses are poor, the EIR is sadly lacking. AQMD has even said you're not supposed to put residents smack dab next to the freeway. And even worse, if you look around, this is low-level industrial park. You've got some industrial projects, you've got some offices, you've got some R&D, warehouses. When that thing goes up, it is the first domino. It will set a precedent for more of the same all over Costa Mesa. And maybe we do need more housing. But the thing is, let's be honest about it. Let's just say, okay, Rose Equities wants to make a boatload of money. We could use more housing, and that's the way it is. You're going to be short of parking, public parkland. You're also going to be short on parking.
This is something that should be concerning the entire city. This just isn't a Mesa Verde problem. This is something that's going to start in Mesa Verde and it's going to spread through our city. So we need to make sure that we're getting the proper developments in the proper place. This project is not the right project and not in the right place. Keep in mind what's happening, keep alert, and follow what's happening in your city now.
The project proponents have made a big deal about walkability and bikeability with this project, claiming that everybody's just going to walk. You know, you're going to buy your 20 cans of soup while you're walking, of course, and carry it home in your hands. But anyway, but right now we have a sidewalk and a bike trail over here. Nice walkable area, nice bikeable area. During construction for this project, which is slated to last 6.8 years, what will happen to the sidewalk and this bikeway? Will the street be walkable and bikeable anymore? For 6.8 years, will we have an area that's not walkable, that's not bikeable? So we need to think about that. If you're selling a project on the basis of walkability, you better put your money where your mouth is, because I don't see it.
I'm a longtime Costa Mesa resident, and I worry that on this project there's funny business going on in the background, and that there's backroom deals. For example, in 2020, the applicant paid specifically for our staff to work on their project to make sure that it can be put on the November 2020 election. And then all of a sudden it was pulled, it was never on the ballot. Then, now, something else is going on, and I worry that Measure Y is being circumvented. If this is such a fantastic project, it should be put to the voters, and the voters should decide. Thank you.